Take a look in my game face. Ain't no stopping me. You know I'm coming in first place. Well, stop it till I get that ring. I'ma dominate all day. No matter who you bring, I will not lose. Yeah. I will not lose. I will not lose.
Yo, what up? It's your boy, When JJ Stone, aka Black Gritty. Welcome to another episode of Gritty Nights. Started a little bit later tonight because, wanted to watch the 76ers with Joel Embiid's return. Still no Maxey, but Joel's back. And some people thought he was going to come out here looking like Superman. I did not think he was going to come out here looking like Superman. And he didn't. And they just lost to the Knicks. And it's to be expected. Paul George came out hot at first. Hey, Jason, say what's up to the people.
Hey, welcome to Gritty Nights post game.
Right? We
hey, first time. Here we
first
are.
Game.
We should have started normal time.
we should have started.
That was not
normal
worth the delay.
It was not worth the delay. Hart comes out here and he just shoots the lights out. He plays better here than he does in New York. It's annoying. Trade Joel Embiid, trade Paul George, and go draft me 2 more Tyrese's and 2 more. What's the kid's name?
Jared McCain's.
Give me 2 more McCain's, and I'll be happy because I've lost care. I don't even care. I'm not even angry. I'm not upset. I watch it and I'm like, I knew Joel wasn't going to come out and give a 40-point game, but everybody's acting like, oh, he's tired. Yes, he hasn't had real game reps. And if he was injured or whatever, then he hasn't ramped up. So the ramping up of ramping up. I hate the Sixers organization, man. They just lie over and over and over again. They mishandle everything. And it's emotionally draining and annoying.
Yeah, it's bad basketball to watch too. They can't shoot. They don't defend well. Even I know they create a lot of turnovers, but they lose a lot of guys in transition. There was one play in the third quarter where 3 guys stopped at the foul line and let Anunoby just go to the rim behind the entire defense on the fast break. And you just have to wonder, what the hell are they looking at sometimes?
And I hate that Karl Anthony Towns has come here on a little revenge tour and has been playing and starting the season off so well. Good for him. He's a Philly kid, blah, 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 all that stuff.
Big Eagles guy.
Yeah, big Eagles guy. He's probably a Sixers guy too in his heart if you put brass tacks to it.
That's true.
But but he's also had time to adjust to a new place, a new team, and become happy and comfortable there. And not for nothing, New York is way better than Minnesota. I don't know if you've ever been to Minnesota, but it's 1,000% better than Minnesota. So, Caleb Martin, I know why he took less money to come to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
In Miami, you had Jimmy Butler to deal with, and you had Spoles to deal with, and they were probably in his ear and on his ass every day. Come here to Philadelphia, you get to hang out and chill. So, yeah, I'll take less money. So, it's just...
Right. I told you I was excited when they got Yabusele from France. And when he's making shots, he's useful. But now he's playing the 4 instead of the backup 5 with Embiid back. And he had to cover Anunoby today. And that's a total mismatch for him. And he was useless out there.
Beignet Wallace is what I like to call him. What's up, Harry?
Hey, what's up? Glad to be back, fellas. Missed y'all. That was I wish we could be meeting on better terms in terms of the Sixers, though.
It's equal opportunity terms. The floor is still dreadful, but at least I can watch the games. Yeah. Last year, I don't know if I might have like epilepsy or something. Like, you watch those movies and they always say, warning, you might have an attack or something. I've never had one except for when I watched those games. I ended up having to turn on the radio and listen to it on radio. Like I literally could not watch it. So I saw people tweeting and replying to me when I said this court looks better. Like, this thing's giving me a headache. I'm like,
yeah, maybe we could do some dark watermarks and just use the regular floor. You know, maybe a little cool laser design.
Better doesn't mean good, that's for sure. Right. I mean, red is pretty harsh, so blue is a little bit better, I guess.
And some courts have like the nice outline of color trim,
right,
and then leave the wood inside. Like, you could do that too, just to change the whole persona.
Why can't it be like faded also? It doesn't need to be such a stark blue. Like, it could just be a nice faded color. I mean, it's weird.
And if you look hard enough to burn your eye sockets out, it is faded. It's got the dark and the light blue, but it's not faded enough.
No.
Yeah,
like they got, because you can't even really see it so much when the game's going on, but there's like light pasted stars and emblems and stuff inside the court. But when they're running up and down, it's all a blur. You know what I mean? And everybody's got big TVs now. Like, I'm sitting over here sitting 2 feet away from 65 inches, burning my eyes out. And 4K is real. So
it should just be the faded kind of cream color or something. I guess that's the natural court color already, but I mean, do something.
Now, if anybody's still watching, the Mavericks game is on. Their court is different shades of gray.
It's the Warriors.
The Warriors?
Yeah, they're in Golden State. It's Clay's return.
Oh, it's Clay's return.
Yeah, it's like a ash gray.
That looks like, doesn't that look like Mavericks colors?
Yes. But
I guess that's the whole point of changing up the whole style of it. But anyway, that court looks beautiful. I could deal with watching that court. I could deal with watching that game. And some of the courts are really cool.
Yeah.
It's just the Sixers just out here trying to make people's eyes bleed.
Because they're a bad organization. They can't even do a court design right.
They can't even do a court design right. So yeah, Beignet Wallace is supposed to be a backup. And it looks like Drummond's been eating all the beignets. I really don't like talking about people being overweight because I am overweight.
His is noticeable, though, from Andre Drummond of years past.
Yeah.
That's why he wears the T-shirt.
Yeah,
me too.
Oh, boy.
He looks chunky. And, campaign coming down, draining a 3 early in the second quarter annoys me. Lowry is just
buns.
He's old,
washed, man. It's hard to watch. Just give McCain all the minutes, man.
All the minutes. Good. And McCain agreed.
I mean, he looked good for a good 3 or 4 minutes at a time.
He almost banged that poster. Almost on 2 people. I'm like, bro, he's like my height or shorter. Even,
I didn't know he had that in his game.
Yeah,
me neither.
Those
legs, he's got some Saquon legs, low key.
And again, give him a year in the league. He's gonna go down to the G League and learn. No. What are you talking about? Yeah. Jason, you said something earlier that's going to piss me off. We're not going to talk that much Sixers.
Okay.
You said you're starting to worry about Nick Nurse. Nick Nurse is the first basketball coach we've had here, and you know this, that I've liked.
I know, but
for a long time. I've been on a 15-year coaching hiatus because everybody knows I hate coaches. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I like this guy. Don't make me hate you, Nurse. Like, come on, bro. But it's also, I feel like it might not be his fault.
Yeah, less Jeff Doughton Jr. minutes, maybe. Not even, I don't think he made a bucket tonight. I'm sure he probably did, but it wasn't anything noticeable when he was out there. I'd rather have McCain running that, running the offense there.
And Paul George
did
come out hot. So, it is what it is. It's all good. I am going to say this real quick.
There's time.
Mishkov Mondays for hockey. Mishkov came back. The Flyers won in a shootout. It was a very exciting game. He had been healthy scratch 3 games in a row. We were going to riot. They played very well on the road. And again, we don't talk Flyers that much here because I don't want to be emotionally invested. I just want to watch the games and enjoy it. Like, even they lost a couple of games in a row, but they're playing tough teams. They're playing some of the best teams in the league, and they held their own. They didn't get smoked. So, just to put that out there, if you're not watching the Flyers, Mishkov is special.
Why he was scratched? I don't know.
He was scratched so he could learn. And all I can say is
they won games.
And he came out there with a fire and scored the God, my brain's foggy because I'm so annoyed about the Sixers. He scored a goal. He assisted on goals. He came out and maybe he saw what he needed to see from the booth. Sometimes kids got to sit, bro. And he's coming from Russia. Oh, and I got to make a video about this ranting. The Flyers need to hire a translator for this guy, bro.
Embarrassing.
I'm like, how much does a translator cost? Like, can we chip in? Can we get a GoFundMe? You can't, nobody in Philly speaks Russian and wants the job, wants to just travel around with the team. Like,
don't have to be that good, man. There's a lot of UFC translators of just the bros of the fighters and shit. Like, they don't get a lot of stuff right.
Saying. Like, he's got to have somebody over here. It's just embarrassing. I don't like it.
Maybe he throws a couple bets down,
Yeah.
Like just to help out.
Maybe that's why they
shoot. Otani lost his. Come on, man. And get my man a translator.
Just in case, you got to have a fall guy. That's all.
See if you can bail out Otani's guy. See if he speaks Russian too. But yeah, I just want to say that just to talk about the Flyers. Go watch. Make sure you're watching the Flyers, even if you're not in the hockey. You're missing out on the creation of something great. Not to say, but like Bryce Harper, your LeBron James, your young phenoms. Like, he's the one that everybody's talking about, that everybody wants to see, and he's showing flashes of things very early in this season. And so, turn it on.
Well said.
The Eagles beat the Cowboys.
I'll say it better than that.
The Eagles beat the Cowboys.
Like, they beat the brakes off the Cowboys.
The Eagles beat the brakes off the Cowboys. Well, I mean, we all know where the damn sun is. You're going to ask me about the moon next? I mean,
my God.
they beat them so bad that Jerry Jones had a meltdown. So I am happy about it. I'm so ecstatic about it. But at the same time, I am thoroughly annoyed with fans. Again, just like I don't like complaining about fat people, I hate complaining about people complaining because I complain a lot. I rage out. I love saying when shit's wrong. But at the same time, Jalen Hurts is playing phenomenal football. He just had the largest stretch of his career where he had no turnovers, no fumble, no interceptions, the most completion passes. And he has a game where he has a turnover, and instantly you look at the internet, everywhere you look. Oh, see, I can't. I'm like, bro, how many quarterbacks? Go look at the quarterbacks that threw interceptions this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Chris Long made a joke out of it saying it's about the time change.
I was going to say that.
Yeah,
when the time change comes back. But all your guys threw interceptions this weekend, and he threw one. Now, the fumble's the only thing that made me mad.
Yeah. Diggs made a hell of a play on that interception, too.
Guys get paid to pay the other side.
Yeah,
right.
So I'll let you go first, Jason. Jason, what did you think of the game?
Choppy game in the first half where you're kind of wondering it's going to be one of those weird games where the Eagles let an inferior team hang around, and then in the end it's weird, but they win, but we're not happy. And then in the third quarter, the Eagles defense put a stranglehold on the Cowboys, and then Hurts started making plays and throws from the pocket and from under center, and then they just poured it on in the second half.
Harry.
I feel great about it, honestly. Again, like first quarter, first half. I mean, the sunbeams, whatever. There's some weird stuff going on. Like you said, it's a was it a trap game playing in Dallas? I mean, that type of thing. So I don't want to chalk too much up to that. But again, Jalen Hurts was playing well, but also look at the passing chart. I mean, he's throwing around the field more often, throwing across the middle more often, hitting different guys. So again, between that and then our secondary, we're the youngest secondary in the league, I'm pretty sure, in terms of average age, like 24 years old. Cooper DeJean had the highest graded. He's the highest graded player on the team. But then at the same time, Quinyon Mitchell is locks, baby. I made a TikTok like weeks ago saying, "Is this Quinyon's the new Darrelle Revis?" type of thing. And I felt a little dumb when saying that in the moment. But man, he's looking like it. I mean, obviously he's not following every single number one the whole entire game, but less than 25 yards these number ones are getting against us. These are some elite players. So defense is looking amazing. Offense is so much talent, and they're rolling too. So again, not too many Nick Sirianni mess ups that I could tell as well. So I think I'd be happy about that game.
So you can never sound foolish, Harry, when you say things that I say, because I said after week one that kid's gonna be one of the best corners in the league. Oh yeah.
But Revis,
I've been on Quinyon since like I said, he was talking trash in that Packers game, and the way he was locking people down. Everybody in my comments in that video, because I posted a video about it, it's like 100,000 views. Shout out to me. But anyway, everybody in the comments was like, "You trying to put a gold jacket on him? You trying to put a gold jacket?" I was like, "Bro, I'm saying." He flashed on this screen in a way that impressed me. And that same person came back, "It's been 10 weeks. I'm gonna give you he's top 10. He's top 10." I was like, "Bro, he's top 5. He's like, "You know what?" Yeah. He's like, "You know what? He probably is top." I was like, "Yes, he's top 5.
Definitely.
He's top 5.
He gets his big test this week against McLaurin, who doesn't switch sides. He kind of stays on that side, and he'll be matched up one-on-one.
Like that.
So he's been keeping people under 30 yards. You know what I mean? And no touchdowns. He hasn't given him a touchdown. So he's been out there working. Yep. And I wasn't trying to put a gold jacket on him, but I'm like, he isn't getting the Eagles Hall of Fame in my mind. I haven't been wrong about it. And you can see it, not so much because even of how well he's playing, but when you've watched the Eagles for so long not have it, like Slay was, when he was big play Slay, when he got here, he would get interceptions, but he would also get burnt.
Yeah.
A lot. This kid, like, you're looking all over the field. I can see CJ getting toasted. I can see you can see everybody else getting toasted, and then whoever he's on, he's right there, and you could see it. And he's been so close to so many interceptions. Like, oh my God, he needs one. He deserves one. So yeah, you're not crazy for saying it because I said it. So I have to back you up. To give you some credit, I'll give you 50% off of me being wrong on a statement. Because back in the summertime, you was all white boy cornered.
Yes, I was. Yes, I was. Cooper DeJean is.
So first of all, everybody's like playing that clip because CJGJ sang the song. They thought he made it up. I'm like, bro, that thing's been on TikTok since draft day.
Yeah.
And I still hold on to 50% that I'm right because he's not CB1. Quinyon.
I never said that. I never said that.
No, from the song. I'm saying.
Oh,
like,
yes. Okay. Yeah.
CB1. Like,
on a lot of teams, he would be, though. On a lot of teams, he would be.
Hey, but on this team,
yeah.
Bitch, shut up. Harry, I'm trying to hold on to being 50% right, Harry. Shut up. All right. Look, I'm trying to give you credit, and you over here messing it up. I'm about to take all the credit from you. Damn. I'm trying to give you some
I
credit.
got you.
He could be CB2. Right now he's CB3. So let's little baby steps, Harry. Last time I tell you I'm not wrong about something, I'll never tell you nothing again.
How about the punt return though too? Come on, throw me.
Hey, nice punt return. I mean, Covey might have lost. Well, Covey didn't lose his job. We need Covey back because he's playing so well on defense.
Right. I don't want DeJean out there.
I don't want DeJean out there.
Yeah, I agree.
Because he's getting popped, but when he makes a play like that, you're like, man, you see his shiftiness. I can't wait for him to get that Reed Blankenship free interception, because Reed always seems to fall down when he gets a pick. Like he's always diving towards it or rolling into it. I feel like if Coop get one, he going to shake and bake.
Hell yeah.
And I mean, he might get a little sizzle on a run back.
I need Quinyon to get one, but he is definitely the receiver who couldn't catch and had to move to CB. You can tell because
his feet are crazy
all the time,
exactly.
but he just does not complete that catch.
No, and every time it's in his hands, somebody knocks. It's so comical at this point. There have been 3 picks where somebody else knocked out of his hands.
Yeah,
like he don't have a chance. But you're right. He got bread loaf hands, and it was just nice because everybody's like, oh, if Dak would have been there, you'd have had 8 turnovers. Because Dak was playing like the worst quarterback in the league this year, and so that means nothing to me. Cooper Rush. Shout out to the defense. And I'm going to say this because we're going to move on to the other game real quick. But the defense got all the turnovers. They kept the momentum because it's going back and forth. But somebody tweeted out, Jalen's missing guys in the flat. I can't stand the way he plays quarterback. He was 16 of 20. He missed 4 passes. Now, you should be complaining about him holding the ball too long and taking sacks. And then even that I realized was like, he can't see. He can't see. Like when you watch the pictures that are coming up from the game, like, dude, it almost looks majestic.
Yeah.
It looks like a Greek painting, because frozen in time with the way the sun rays are coming in, like Zeus is coming from the heavens.
Yep. There's
so much light in your face. And so I'll give him a pass because he in general he does hold the ball sometimes too long, but instead of him throwing it somewhere and not getting it out, I guess he held on to it and took a lot of sacks. But the fumble is the only thing that was egregious. But he hit people down the field over and over and over again. He's been killing it with the deep ball. CeeDee Lamb literally is running in the end zone, has his hands out, and it's like, how'd you miss that ball? And he just looks like, I can't see. And I didn't know there were curtains. I'm sitting there freaking out the whole game, like, yo, tint these windows. And everyone's like, they have curtains. I'm like,
wait, they have the curtains? They don't use them?
They use them for concerts and
they use them for concerts and other events and everything else.
Jerry,
my thing is
wacko, bro.
When you have an engineer who builds you a $1 billion playpen, maybe don't make it with the sunrise and the sunset. Maybe you flip it the other way, so the sun's not rising and setting in the grass.
Yeah, there's no morning games unless you're in Europe, so it's like.
I'm just saying in general, like no matter what you're doing, and there might be a morning game. You want to go in there and you want to play college football or something like that. You might have a morning game. You might have something going on there. No matter what, you can't see.
Yeah,
it's just blinding. And for both teams, again, last year the Cowboys were undefeated. So you say, okay, well maybe there's an advantage to that. But they're all wearing tinted shades. Some days are worse than other days because there's cloud coverage.
Yeah, right? I thought Jalen should have switched to the old Vic visor, the dark tinted one, just to try and help for that for a quarter.
That would have been cool.
Like,
yeah, it would look swaggy for sure.
Yeah, all my windows are tinted, limo tint. I was like, I don't know how he can see anything with them tinted windows. So sometimes I'll be driving at night, like, man, I need to go home. I can't even.
Just kind of guessing out here.
I can't even be out here. That line yellow, I don't even see a line. So, yeah, it was a good game. Saquon didn't get off going. Again, everybody's like,
got stopped at the 1 again, though.
No, man.
That's what he does. You
setting up Jalen.
You need to run the ball more. I'm like, bro, they got 10 men in the box.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only so much beating head against wall. And Parsons, to his credit, coming back off of injury, he looked fresh. He looked spry. He looked like as long as he got away from Lane Johnson, he was all right. It's like as long as he moved from Lane, he was all right.
Got me like 15 points on my fantasy team this week, Micah Parsons. I picked him up.
There you go.
One on the Hurts touchdown pass to Johnny Wilson. That was some Mahomes stuff. The way he moved in the pocket and then directed traffic and then threw that ball. That pass was perfect.
What a throw.
And did anyone know who caught that ball?
No,
Johnny Wilson
I literally was like,
who the hell's that?
Well,
right. I'm like, I don't know who it is.
in my brain, I thought it was Calcaterra, and I'm like, that's not Calcaterra. Because
I thought we had another tight end, like somebody knew.
I thought it was a tight end too.
He's so big.
Yeah,
he's so big.
Yeah. And with the pressure that they were dealing with, that was taking all the sacks. In the second quarter, they were letting the play clock get down to like 2 seconds, 1 second. Against a pressure team like Mike Zimmer's defense, that's going to kill you because they can just time up those blitzes.
And the Eagles know better than that because they've talked about that 3 games ago. So I don't know what was going on. I don't understand what the situation was. But either way, they blew them out. They won the game. They got rest. Guys got to rest. Saquon got to get out early. Jalen got to get out early. And Jerry was upset. So life is good.
Did you see the press conference also where the sun was coming in, Mike McCarthy's press conference, and they had to block it with a shade? What a joke of a place.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Like just
Jerry's world.
And how about Micah calling out Mike McCarthy or whatever that was at the end of the game too? I don't know what that was about. And he came backtracked too, acting like he was like, "Oh, you took my words out of context." I was like, "Bro, that was the clearest."
No, that was the context
ever said. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like you said.
Mike
what is Mike
seems
McCarthy
like a bad teamate, huh?
He's just a yapper, man, podcaster. That's what he cares about. Like it's weird.
Yeah,
he wants to be a bird too. He wants to be in the Eagles. That's the other thing.
Oh, I don't want to be an Eagle for any reason in my life. Like I wouldn't take
podcast would be awesome though.
I wouldn't take him for free. I wouldn't take him for free.
I'd take him for free. I don't know that, bro.
So see, that's why both of you are wrong.
Yeah,
you're gonna bring a guy with that kind of attitude into your team for free.
Great culture,
to bring. You think you have a great culture? It only takes one person to mess up your culture, right? Because they got rid of like 3 people last year, and it wasn't Kelsey. It probably wasn't Fletcher because he's been here a long time. So if you assume that this is Hassan Reddick, because that's the only other person that left that changed the culture. So one person can ruin your freaking team. And one guy who throws coaches under the bus, it's different if you or I talk crazy. This guy talks crazy every single week, and he's not that bright. Great football player. Also, he's only got 1 sack in the postseason because he's only got one special move that when you dedicate a way to stop him, you can do it. Okay, so y'all take him if you want to. I don't like Michael Parsons. I don't like his attitude. I don't like his demeanor. I only got 1 Penn State dude on my team. I don't need 2. I need a whole gaggle of yards. Okay, I got 1. That's good enough.
Me.
Huh?
You sound like me now.
Well, hey, look, I'm out on them. They did what they did to Kelsey. I mean, can't show no hospitality up in there. They ain't got no home training. I'm just saying. Micah seems unhinged. You literally, like you said, Harry. He said what he said.
Yeah.
And then he goes and blames the media for taking it out of context.
Right.
First of all, bro, you are the media now. Too.
Yeah.
Second of all, you said it with such vitriol and straight. You didn't even call him coach. You called him Mike.
Mike McCarthy, yep.
Like, bro, you went for his neck.
Yeah.
What has he done in this league? He's done more than you.
Right.
You're 25 years old. You're 1 contract away from never being anything else in this league. And I'll tell you what, he's going to sign with the Cowboys. He's never going to win in the postseason. Right. He's never going to win in a Super Bowl. He's going to go down as the guy that I heard about LT the most that never did shit. So bring him on the team if you want to. He's worth, and he's not coming for free. That's the other point. But I'm just saying, he's going to go down as one of the biggest waste of talent that you've ever seen. Like, I can't stand the guy.
He might be more known for the yapping, honestly, by the end of it. You're right. So that's a fair point.
And again, when we play him and we want to stop him, he gets neutralized. When the 49ers want to stop him, neutralized. Yeah. The Packers, neutralized. Like, dude, not even pressures. He doesn't even get pressures. So you're not a dominant player. You look good during the regular season because you know how it is. I got other shit to do. I don't have time to plan for you. So I don't like Michael Parsons, as you can tell. He's about to have me hate the whole Penn State. You know, I'm about to be we ain't. You know what I mean?
Join us.
Stop it. Trying to get me into the cult. But yeah, we have to play the Washington Commanders. Now, Harry, you brought up the defense earlier and said they played great. Do you believe in the defense, Harry?
I do. It's been weeks now at this point, and our pressure has been great. I mean, a lot of things we were worried about. And again, with the secondary playing that well and that young and the vibes being that high, Zach Bond, baby, come on now. He's been great every single week pretty much almost. And Nakobe Dean, there's, clips of him calling out plays and calling out coverages. Even at the pick he had 2 weeks ago, he was saying, I bet they're going to do that later, and then he got it. So I don't know if they're the best defense in the league or anything like that, but I think they're a really solid defense and they'll play well.
Jason, do you believe in the defense?
I do believe in the defense. They just held Jamar Chase to under 60 yards when they played against him, and he came back against Baltimore and put up 1,000 yards in one game. It felt like
that's a divisional game. I don't count those. Divisional
I
games
know,
are
but
wild.
still happens.
It does.
And years past, he would have lit up the Eagles as well, especially with the way they would play off coverage. They're generating pressure now. That's the big difference. They're starting to get to the quarterback a little bit more. Ever since they demoted Davis to kind of a run stuffer and let Ojama play more, they seem to be getting to the quarterback a lot more. Bryce Huff is playing less snaps, but doing more. It's weird. Nolan Smith's starting to show more. And Carter is just a game wrecker when he's out there. He's a complete game wrecker. And I still think he's got another level that he should be playing at.
So addition by subtraction, you take away Davis, you take away
Huff.
Yeah.
And Maddox, and the defense looks better. I don't believe in the defense yet. I think the defense is good. I think that it's massively hysterical that the simplistic execution of who are the Commanders beat? They haven't played anybody. Mind you, they're 0-3 against teams over 500, and they're 7-0 against teams under 500. The only team the Eagles have beat over 500 are the Packers. So you say the same thing about us if you weren't just being a front runner and complaining about how somebody looks. And I'll say this, their offense is formidable. Their defense is middle to lower end tier. Our defense, I feel, is better than them. If the defense goes in, and I'm not going to say shut them down and hold them 6 points. If the defense goes in there and holds them, we already talked Sixers. You missed it. We opened the show with the Sixers. They suck. That was the gist of the conversation.
Yeah,
you missed it. We opened with the Sixers. Go back on the replay. You can rewatch and talk about the Sixers. The defense holds up against them, and if they hold them to under 20 or 24 points, I'll be like, all right, the defense is solid. I'll believe in the defense because they haven't seen anybody like Jaden. He's young. He's fast. He's the version of Hurts and Lamar. I'd put him actually in between Hurts and Lamar. As far as like speed wise, he's a little bit faster. Jason, we talked about this over and over again. Jalen seems a little bit slower this year. Maybe he's just not running as much, but he just seems slower. Jaden is most of their running game, and they got a running back by committee. But if you go in there and you hold them to under their average, which is like 30 points a game, then I'll believe in the defense.
Yeah.
I mean
like
definitely,
said,
that's a great offense. You know what I'm saying? If you hold them under 30, like that's a great offense. You're doing that too. So for sure. I mean, but they're definitely good, if not great. We'll see this week.
Right, but like you said, it's a division game, so anything can happen. I do expect the game being in Philly is huge on a Thursday night. That gives you the home field advantage, which is a big thing in Philly.
And we got the rest. They went down to the wire.
Right, and they had a tough game against a physical Pittsburgh team. We played against a soft Dallas team. So a lot of advantages kind of roll the Eagles' way for this one. Mailata's back. That's huge, even though Fred Johnson played.
Well, that's not back. They just opened up a 21-day window, right?
Then they released Jack Stoll today, basically, because he's been full participating in practice. It seems like he's going to be back fully. So but which would be huge. Even though Fred Johnson has been serviceable, Mailata is just better. Yeah, like that's just he's better in the run game, better as a pass blocker. That'll help the offense more. And Washington can't stop the run. They allow 5 yards per carry on the run, and we have the best or second best running back in the league, depending on how you want to rank Henry and Barkley.
Yeah. So, Harry,
yeah,
we're gonna win this game on Thursday.
I think we are. I was just about to say, like my vibes before the season were all about how like we lose to the Commanders at home. Like that's what I was saying a bunch, and I think it's because the teams are weird. That usually the Commanders have weird teams and Heineke and whoever the hell their quarterbacks are, but now they actually have a just straight up good team. So I feel like that makes everything more normal, and it'll just be a straight up good game. Home advantage. I mean, it's going to be there. So I expect Jalen to just. I think he's going to be really poised and in control because he understands the Jaden Daniels talk as well. So I think we're going to win the game.
So we play I don't like doing this that much, but since we had like our juggernaut stretch last year, we'll just do this real quick. We play the Commanders, LA, right?
Yep.
Then we play the Ravens.
And then Pittsburgh, right?
And then Pittsburgh.
Is that right?
Is that right?
I don't know it off the top.
Yeah.
There's Google.
Open up your calendar app.
I can look at my calendar app
and do the promo.
I can do that. You're right. That's why I keep you around. Sometimes you know things.
That's why we have a sponsor.
It is, and I'm doing them a horrible disservice lately.
We're working on it, man.
They love me still because I said something. So let me just do this before I answer you.
I got the schedule.
We have what is it?
The Commanders, we got the Rams, then the Ravens, then the Panthers.
Was
then
the Panthers? That's what it
then
was.
Steelers, yep.
Yeah, when you said Steelers, it threw me up, but it Panthers. All right. So if they go 3-1, I'd be excessively happy.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah,
Because you're only looking at that Ravens game as a tough one, even though the Ravens defense is really bad, but their offense is the best in the league by a lot. So Rams is away. That's the one after this, but you get an extra couple days to go travel out there, and the Rams look pretty bad on Monday night against the Dolphins just now.
Well, the Rams aren't away. That's Philadelphia West. That's our
yes.
It's not
true.
It's just a beach house. It's not really like away is the beach house.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a win. And again, I feel like we're going to split with the Commanders because, like Harry said, we always have tough games with them, and now they have a legit quarterback. We get them at the right time for us because Thursday games always suck. But since we get to be home and we got to rest our guys in the fourth quarter, and they went to the wire against the Steelers, who basically Tomlin just played around with his food. He should have blew them out, but he knew that he could beat them, so he just was playing around and almost messed around and lost. Like, as much as I complained about Nick Sirianni, I was raged out at Tomlin, like, bro, what are you doing? So 3-1. I assume we're going to lose to the Ravens. I might change my mind when we come around to it, but Lamar does not lose to NFC teams. He just doesn't do it. So if they beat the Ravens, then I think that the defense is a Super Bowl bound. Like, and it sounds dumb to say that, but if you beat that offense, because our offense should hold up virtually toe to toe with people, but the defense, if you slow down what Lamar's got going on, if you can figure that gem out, which this game is also a good test for that because Daniels is going to be running. So it's different when you don't see that kind of speed. Like, it sneaks up on you. Like Michael Vick, like early McNabb, like even Steve Young, like certain guys are just like, man, they're fast.
Guys that you can't even spy correctly because they just break all your angles down.
Yeah. So this will be a good
Wilson, even back in the day.
Yeah, even Russell Wilson back then. And Russell's been playing like old Russell. He's throwing a deep ball. He's out there dancing. He's feeling himself.
Listen, it's just stats, but I saw before last game, I think it was, that him and Lamar Jackson have like almost the exact same stats over their last like 20 games, like in terms of total touchdowns, passer rating, yards, things like that. So, people are hating on Russell, but he's been playing great.
Yeah, it's fun to hate on Russ. That's why
it is. But the Steelers got they give him some type of aura that he didn't have. I will say that. Like, that's for sure.
I mean, he's always had the aura. He had the aura back in the day. He just lost it when he went and go play out in Denver where the coach tried to trash him. Now, Bo Nix outplayed Patrick Mahomes. I hate the Chiefs now with a fervor. I used to not care about them because Andy Reid was my Philadelphia beach house. Like, bro, you know what I mean? I wish you well in life. Like, you know what I mean? You did so much for me, not bring me Super Bowl, but so much joy. But now I'm at the point where you got your Super Bowls. I'm tired of the cheating now. Like, I don't even watch the games. You just watch the highlights. So I know Kate's watching. Kate, like, I don't know what you got to do. You got to put Jason to a table. You got to like put fire on your breast or something. I don't know what they do up there in Mafia land. I don't know what they do. I don't know what they do, man. They do crazy stuff up there. Whatever.
Oh, I thought you meant at my house.
Wherever y'all got to do it at. I need the Bills to beat the Chiefs. I'm done with the 9-0. If I gotta wear a jersey, whatever I gotta do, it has to happen. Because they keep beating teams with cheating and luck. And if you let them hang in close, you're going to lose. You've got to go in there and work them and blow them out. So everybody's going to be a Bills fan this weekend. Yeah. We are tired of it.
They're like the worst undefeated team ever, right? They remind me of that Steelers team a couple years ago that I got to like 10-0, but you just knew you're like, they're not really that good though.
Yeah.
Except the Chiefs usually are that good.
That's funny. It is just like that.
Yeah.
It is just like that because even worse for them though, because somebody tried to tell me that we were like that last year.
We were.
So the only difference I'll say for both teams is when we were winning, we were a win is a win, barely getting by, overtime, getting lucky. When the Steelers were winning, they were airing the ball out. Like Juju Smith-Schuster was freaking on people. Like they were dancing, like it was bombs over Baghdad, touchdowns, crazy run. Like they were exploding on people. And then it just all fizzled out. Like the the Chiefs are more like how we were winning. They're barely getting by. The ball's bouncing their way. Get lucky here or there, but they can also hold on every single offensive drive. Every single offensive drive, all they do is hold and face mask people, and the refs are right there and don't call it. So yes, I saw Bills Mafia up in there. Kate, we are all with you. We need you guys to go get this win. You got a score for the Washington game? We're gonna
make that a quick one today.
Yeah, it's past your bedtime because we're gonna come back. We're gonna do a show on Friday.
Yeah,
to talk about the Washington game, so we don't have to wait all the way till next Tuesday, and then have another game to come on. So we'll probably have some Sixers stuff to talk about by then, and because they got these back-to-backs.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What score you got?
I got Eagles 35, Washington 24.
Wow. I like that. I was going to say 31-21, so that's very, very similar type of vibe.
Pretty close.
Yep.
I think the offense is clicking right now. They're starting to really do it. They even missed a couple of touchdowns versus Dallas, a couple long ones that they could have hit, but some pressure messed it up.
I'm going to say 28, 23, 24.
That's more stressful.
28.
Yeah,
that's real life. So again, like I said, not to poo-poo my team, but we haven't beaten anybody either. Now, mind you, we had two caveats. We were missing AJ, and then we were missing AJ and Devontae and Goddard. So I understand why we lost to those teams, but we still did lose. So I hate playing that game of we're one Saquon drop away from being shut up, bro. The game's over.
I was about to say that.
We are. See, don't say that. I'm tired of that shit.
Do you know why that one's always funny?
Why?
Because the whole NFL stinks. Who's good, right? There's like four good teams. So any one that you beat, people are like, yeah, they're not good. You're like, yeah, they're actually not good. Like, I think the Bengals are good. Their record sucks.
Their O-line's horrible.
The Bengals are good, right? Like,
yeah,
they have league leaders all over the place. If you look at all the stats, like top passing, they have the league leader in sacks who got shut out against the Eagles. Like, it was a good win on the road, except their record makes it seem like
the Lions are good. That's probably the only good team, I would say. They're even then the fact that they won that game. I mean, 5 picks and all, no yards and everything. It's crazy.
The Lions are good.
People got to criticize Stroud a little, like Hurts gets.
Yeah, no, for sure. He's not playing.
Stroud
great
doesn't
recently.
catch any of that.
So here's the thing that cracks me up the most. You talk about Stroud. Somebody says when AJ Brown goes down, Jalen Hurts doesn't know what to do. There's no other team that looks like that. Well, T. Higgins was out, and guy couldn't really throw. You know what I mean? He couldn't throw the 9 touchdown passes he did the next week, and he was in. When Stroud was missing Diggs up
and Collins,
and then he was missing Collins. He lost 2 games in a row.
Right, Debo was out. The Niners lose.
So right? When they say these things like.
Yep.
Jalen Hurts wouldn't be anything without AJ Brown. Well, AJ Brown had his best year with Jalen Hurts. Like it's symbiotic. Oh,
absolutely.
Not cutting it off early. Let's talk about this. So I see the debate about people saying, well, how do you hate Nick Sirianni, but you're giving praise to Dan Campbell? Well, the reason I can do it is because
it's your show.
That and Dan Campbell came into the league and he was outrageous in his press conference. Nick Sirianni came to the league, he was outrageous in his press conference. But Nick Sirianni was Mr. Magoo, bumbling, stumbling idiot, making no sense. Dan Campbell was like, I'm going to bite your kneecaps off, rip your skull open, and when you get up, I'm going to bite your neck, and then I'm going to punch you, and then we're going to fight. We're going to scrap again. I was like, yo, bro, have you what kind of movie are you watching? Is this a snuff film? Like, what is going on?
Terrifier 3.
Right? His whole thing was just destruction and aggression. And to his fault, he missed his chance to go to Super Bowl last year for 2 reasons. The Cowboys game, he kept going for 2 instead of taking the extra point, and he kept going for it on 4th down instead of taking field goals. And he lost the Cowboys. He lost that number 1 seed. Then he gets out there against the 49ers, and he would not kick a field goal. They came back and they won, but he stayed consistent. He's always aggressive. Nick, the other day, when everybody's yelling at him, you're going for 2, you go for 2, you don't kick the field goal, you go for it on 4th, you go for it on 4th. Then in the 3rd quarter, from now or 4th quarter, now you want to kick a 57-yard field goal. Right. Why, bro? Why are you doing it now? If you're going to be aggressive, be aggressive. But you get wishy-washy, and that's why I lost the Super Bowl. You should never punted that ball.
How about Nick messing up his press conference on Friday?
Doing what? What Jalen's
injury? That wasn't an injury. His rest injury thing. And then he was like, "Oh, I didn't mean that. He's fine. He's just resting."
And then you get people like Howard Erskine, like everybody made a big deal about this because he's stupid.
Right. It's just
it shouldn't have been a
coaches
thing.
don't do that. That's all.
No, and not smart coaches. I just don't think he's a smart guy.
But he wins somehow.
And the vibes are high, baby. The vibes are high. So
when they're high, they're high. I agree with you 100%. But just somehow, some way, he's just one of those guys. Like
team is so bought in together and in such a brotherhood. Like again, I don't think he's a perfect coach and there's a lot of issues, but that's a huge positive. That's a huge.
You know who he reminds me of sometimes, but not as good of a actual football coach is Pete Carroll, who used to make tons of mistakes, but just was a high energy, chewing the gum guy that had always high fiving everybody and all that. So
yeah,
Pete Carroll's like a suave, handsome man, though.
Yeah, Pete didn't sound dumb. Pete didn't sound dumb, but he did do dumb things sometimes.
Right. Pete did dumb things when he first coached before he went to USC and cheated to win there.
Yeah. So I'll say this, and this is again something I've been thinking about in my mind. People are now. I have to bend the knee, and I can't say much. Nick has got the highest winning percentage. He's got a higher winning percentage than Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell had to reinvigorate one of the worst franchises in history. So he gets an extra 50 wins off the back of that. Getting him on a curve. Bro,
I feel you. 3-13, right?
And the championship game, like winning it, like, nah, bro.
Yeah.
He gets bonus credit for that because how he runs his organization, he's getting help. Okay.
Like an AP course.
Yes. So yes, he's getting help. So first there's that. Secondly, there's this fun thing that I like to do in my mind where is it Bill Belichick or is it Tom Brady? We all know it was Tom Brady. After the first three. The first three Super Bowls.
Three's a lot, man.
No. Three is a lot. Three's a lot. You give it to him because the defense was helping win those games, and Brady just didn't make mistakes. Right. Now he had a part in that because he didn't make mistakes, but he also didn't make the plays. Then the next three, he made all the plays, and the defense was terrible. And then the real quote is when you lose that guy and you can't do anything, you fall apart. And then that guy can go somewhere else and in 1 year get a Super Bowl. That guy has a lot more weight to his excellence than you do. When you think of Andy Reid now winning these Super Bowls, Andy Reid's been a coach for a long time. He can win with anybody. He can make any quarterback. No, he can't.
Just Mahomes.
Just Mahomes. So at some point, I got to look at Patrick Mahomes and say, you're getting these wins because of the guy who's throwing backwards passes in the last 3 seconds of the game. When I look at Jalen Hurts, again, never won a championship, but for his lifetime, before he came to the NFL, the guy won 90% of his games. 90%. So I give that a lot of weight when you come to the NFL and Nick Sirianni gets to coach a winner and to win a lot of games. That's all I'm saying. At some point, you got to say, hey, Walsh, you did a great job, but it was Joe Montana and Jerry Rice, bro. Like, I don't know who could have messed that up. It's not like Jordan and Kobe where they had a long history of not doing anything until that coach comes.
Stuff though. Then you watch a team like the Bears, though, whose coaching staff is so bad. They just fired the offensive coordinator, and they got receivers jogging on the field and walking off. Like they don't even sprint their routes. If you look at any of the highlights, the receivers just kind of they're going through the motions, and that's all that does come from coaching. So it's hard to find when it matters and when it doesn't. It more just comes down to if we like the guy or not, who we're going to give the credit to is really where it falls. It really has to be a symbiotic relationship, right?
And Hurts ain't MJ, bro. So that's I understand the comparison, but that's a little bit different. I mean, Hurts is not even a top 10 quarterback in a lot of people's minds, as much as I think he's been playing great. So it's
I'm not saying they're the same. I'm saying that coaching versus star. Like
again,
I said,
Phil Jackson was vibes, right? Like he's Zen master. So what
I'm saying is Jalen Hurts has won 90% of his games through high school and college. So when he gets into the league and he's winning 80-something% of his games, I can equate that to a thing. The other head coach, who's a wide receivers coach and never won a damn thing, I can say, okay, you're coming here and Howie's built you a team. You're taking over. You're a vibes guy. When I look at Michael Jordan, I say, you never won a playoff series. You were getting swept in the first round. Phil Jackson comes here. You win championships. You leave for 2 years. That team still wins 55 games and almost goes to the finals. Phil leaves. You can't play basketball anymore. Phil goes to Jordan, to Kobe.
That's just not.
They win championships. Phil leaves. Kobe can't win anymore. Please come back, Phil. Kobe once again wins again.
What about
Jalen
Tua?
Hurts also
He
went to
probably won
Alabama
all
and
those
Oklahoma,
games.
bro. Like that's
Right.
that's not just Jalen. So
Tua probably won 90% of his games in high school and college.
Mhm.
Right? And
Mike-
then he comes in the league and can't.
He
do
won
it,
a
right?
championship.
And Mike McDaniels
That's
is
what I mean.
considered an elite, off NFL mind. You know what I'm saying?
this year.
So, right, not this year, but
McDaniels might not be there anymore after this
you're
year.
right. But I'm just saying, like people would have been like, oh, him or Nick Sirianni in terms of calling plays and stuff. Like,
Mike
we know the
McDaniels,
answer.
I mean, Tua's problem is he's got concussions. I can't even talk about Tua. Does he even know his name is?
He doesn't know to get out of the way when he throws an interception.
Oh
I'll tell
my
you that.
god! Oh
So,
my
I mean,
God.
like,
Tua's already ruined his whole situation. Like, I because you want to watch when he comes back to play. I'm like, bro, you're still doing the same thing.
Right.
You're still like
Him even trying to make that tackle. on
lowering
Monday
his head
is
like-
wild.
I wish you would have brought up any other quarterback besides Tua because Tua.
Justin Fields won all those games,
Yeah, he
but there's
did.
lots of guys that have won a bunch.
Yeah,
of
they go to
games.
great elite programs.
Yeah.
But man,
I love Jalen. I'm just saying, I'm not doing the Michael Jordan, Jalen. I'm not doing that. So
I'm just talking about coaches and their players and the credit that you give them. You're equating two
you're
players.
giving
together.
all the credit
No,
to Phil Jackson and all the credit to Jalen Hurts. I just think it's a different ratio than what you're
Jalen is
saying.
not the second best ever, so
Yeah.
he's not Jordan.
Yeah, because that's why it's not the same. I'm going to talk about
Stop
the
rounding me up.
coaches.
Stop trying to get me.
I'm not
You
going to
haven't
get
been
you.
here.
I'm not trying to
I
get
know
you.
you're right. You say, all right, I got you.
It's you're making it the same thing. I'm not making it the same thing.
but
I said it's not. It's
I know what
actually
you
the inverse.
Yeah.
And people know that Michael Jordan didn't win without Phil Jackson.
Okay.
Phil Jackson be
6
winning.
out of 14 years won a championship. Anyway,
That's what I'm saying.
fine. All
Well, it's just like the fun people would say, "Oh, Doug's gonna go get a job right away." No, he's not.
No, he's not.
When Nick leaves here, if he gets a job right away, I almost guarantee you he won't be winning at the clip he's winning at right now.
Yeah. I still think your funniest point was if you don't count the first 3 Super Bowls for Belichick,
Yeah, that's
Brady
pretty
did all
good.
the work.
Yeah.
Or the Super Bowls he got as the D coordinator before. If you don't count all those, then
Yeah.
Brady was definitely the.
Well,
Brady taking
Well-
pay cuts when no other quarterback in the history of the NFL is taking pay cuts. Like
You mean
that's
he was
another
getting
huge
paid
thing.
under the table illegally?
I mean, okay.
when,
fair.
when he was defensive coordinator, was that his defense?
Yes,
Whose defense was it?
his
Who's the head coach?
Parcells.
But he was the one calling the plays.
Bro, everyone knows Bill Belichick knows ball. Come on now. You watch Manning Cast? I don't like Bill Belichick, man. I'm just saying Brady also went to the most stacked roster in the history of football, arguably, when they went to the Bucks.
Watch whatever
so
that 30 for 30 is called with Parcells and Belichick.
I don't know if I've seen that one actually.
It's a good one.
Lawrence Taylor, baby. I'm saying.
Don't count those first 3 Super Bowls after that.
I'm just saying when he was coaching somewhere else, how did he look?
Where?
Was it
The
Browns?
Browns?
coach?
The Browns to the playoffs.
He is also the reason that I forget whatever trades he made for picks or whatever before he left. The picks that they got also when he left for the Browns that made the Ravens the best team ever or something like that. I don't know. He's
I don't know.
he's touched
I don't
greatness.
I don't like the guy he cheats. So I don't
For
have
sure.
no
I mean,
respect
that's
for him.
fine.
So I just can't even. I can't give him no credit.
The
That was
Deflategate.
all-
Come on now.
Like I said, Tom Brady just didn't make no mistakes, and that's why they won. So he
Yeah,
can take the
definitely.
credit. He can take the credit all he wants to.
Then I hope Sirianni starts cheating. I want some Super Bowls.
You know what?
Like,
Dom, what's up?
Like I said, like I told you all the time. If you're gonna cheat, just don't get caught.
that's right.
Yeah.
You get caught, I'm throwing you under the bus. It's the same reason why, like I said, like I literally can't watch Chiefs games anymore. I stopped watching 4 weeks ago, and every week it's the same kind of highlight at the end of a game. Somebody's getting face masked or held. Like on the blocked kick field goal, 2 guys were off sides.
Yeah.
Call it. Like I just don't understand what you're looking at. What are you getting paid for? And then the ref got pictures with Taylor Swift.
Illuminati, bro. Illuminati.
Like you can't do that. Like
Yeah.
any other major sport, like you get fined. Like again, if you want to go, like the ref gets to something with a player, I get that. Like you know what I mean. Like if you're they on the sidelines, like they take pictures of people. I get that. But now you out here fanning over Taylor, who won't even let the press get nowhere near her. Come on, man.
Right. Have more integrity like the NBA refs.
Like I said,
The baseball home plate umpires calling balls and strikes.
Like I said, I can't even. Especially like I said, it's just like she's not a wife, but she's in the wife club. And I don't like it. Like you said, it's about what you don't like and the things you don't like. And I don't like that nepotism. It drives me crazy. let's go beat the Commandos on this short week, and I'll be doubly happy. Go Birds.
Friday,
Go
we'll be back
Birds.
here celebrating.
Yeah, we will be celebrating until we meet them again.
Yes.
I'm mad at how good they turn things around.
I know you are.
I credit that to Magic Johnson.
What? What did
Josh
that
Harris
do?
sucks.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think it's the guy they got from the Warriors. The Bob Myers, I think is his name.
Yeah.
That's the guy. That guy is just a winner.
Yeah. Well, that's
too.
Magic's guy. Magic's like,
'Cause
hey,
I laughed when they hired Dan Quinn because he was not a good head coach. So I don't think he's that good of a head coach, but the proof is there.
Yeah.
So, you know.
That's what the Bears need to do. The Bears need to get the new owner, new new coaches, new everything.
the Bears have the so here's the thing. Caleb hasn't been doing himself any favors, but that's what happens when you're a rookie. But they don't have a line, and they do the same single thing they do with every single quarterback. I don't like Mitch Trubisky. I don't like just feels like I like more than Mitch Trubisky. But your rookie year, you got a lame duck coach in there who's going to fuck it up.
Right.
Then they fire him.
You have to bring in a new
Then they
coach.
fire his whole staff. And then the next year, you got to learn again.
Right.
Now you're in your third year where they start kind of looking okay, but you don't believe in them enough. That's just where Justin Fields was at.
Mhm.
He was just at the point where, he's winning, but he's not winning enough. And you're like, this isn't good enough. Well, he just got into this system.
Right.
The problem with Jalen Hurts, when you say he starts off rough, every year he's starting off with a new offensive coordinator. It does matter.
Yeah.
But when you do it to a rookie, at least Hurts got to be in the league with Doug for a year and play, so he gets to have that experience. But when you come in and just do that as a starter for a franchise that can't get a quarterback, it is just embarrassing because everybody can see it. We don't even care about the Bears.
No,
but we all know what's going on with them.
Them not getting Harbaugh when they had the first
Oh
overall
my God.
was just wild.
Hey,
It's just a
bringing up
culture
Harbaugh,
stare
how about
like
them
Dan
Chargers?
Campbell, right?
The Chargers suck too.
No, they don't.
But
Chargers are pretty good.
They're
Herbert's been balling. I'm just saying, they're not the Bears.
Herbert is not balling. They're barely okay.
winning.
I watch the games because Jason knows this. I'm invested in the Herbert conversation. I fucking don't like Herbert either. Golden child given to. So when you watch those games, it is smoke and mirrors of Harbaugh has got that defense bought in, and he's like, yo, you don't throw this ball. Don't let Jalen throw it by my train time. This kid is not allowed to throw the ball anymore. You throw it 8 times, and if you want to throw it again, I need a written permission slip.
Josh Allen too.
This
It's weird.
ball off. So he's not balling. He's just not permitted to make mistakes. Now this week they're gonna play a good team. Go look at who they've been playing, and they've been barely squeaking by these teams. So he hasn't been balling. They've been winning, but again, I guess I attribute that to culture and the coaching because he turned it all around.
Right? Nobody plays anybody.
That's fair.
Yeah, no, but the Bears needed to hire Harbaugh. It's more of the
Yes.
or
Definitely.
or Vrabel, something like that. Just a culture setter.
They should hire Vrabel.
Yes.
And they should not draft Roma Dunze, and they should have drafted an O-lineman. I mean, it's crazy.
Correct.
The O-line is horrible.
Yes, they didn't need a third wide receiver.
Yeah, at least Jalen Hurts had an O-line coming in, even with the new regime.
Exactly. And I will say this about Nick. Everybody on the team seems to like him except for Jalen. So
Jalen hates him. It's so funny.
And Jalen is I've never in my life think I've ever had a person as a player that's more like me than anybody else I've ever known.
Who?
Jalen Hurts.
I don't think you guys are like at all.
Me and Jalen Hurts are the exact same.
No.
So me doing these shows and me being jokey, that's him going out and performing. He's out there performing and doing his shine. Me, rah, performing. You know this, Jason. You come to my house, you think you're in the bat cave. I don't have lights on. There's no music. I barely keep the heat on. I'm just in an ice box all the time. And you would think that I was about to murder somebody because I don't care. There was a clip of him on the field, and they're like, "You having fun?" And he's like,
"No,
not really."
Yeah,
and people the other day, dude
Lane
from
Johnson asked him too.
Dude from the other show asked me, he's like, "How you doing?" I'm like, "The same." He's like, "What does that mean?" I'm like, "I'm always the same." He's like, "So you're not in a good mood?" I was like, "I'm never in a good mood, never in a bad mood. I'm just."
You're excitable
here.
though. Hurts isn't excitable at all.
Again, the excitableness is him throwing touchdown bombs. That's his performance.
If he's winning in spite of Nick, that's pretty good too.
And you don't talk in weird Russell Wilson soliloquy.
I say crazy stuff all the time.
Call of Duty. When it's time to duty, you take a duty. Or whatever the hell Hurts said the other day.
Friends do every day.
I say outlandish things all the time. I'm in these streets. I got quotes. We are the same person.
Yeah. All I
we
ever
just
think
perform
about
different ways.
When I hear Hurts quotes is I think about if I was his teammate, how often I would just have to blank stare and be like,
Oh
all right,
my
then,
God.
buddy, I'll talk to you and just walk away. You'd be like, good talk. all right.
Yeah.
Like,
I hope people break his balls on the team
I
because that
would.
shit is
Like, yeah.
hilarious. Like, I mean, but again, if he's playing well in spite of Nick because he hates him, that could be a recipe
I don't
for
know.
success.
They don't think he's crazy. You watch, like I said, watch Philadelphia's things. You know, they got that little.
I know.
They just be asking them questions.
Yeah.
So what do you think about this? God ain't never got you nothing prepared for it. Ain't nothing ready to. What can you do? What do I think about the time or the other time? You got to rise above the time. There is no time like this time. And they're like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, they just be, but they're asking these questions.
Yes, I bet you they go like they're sitting with, like, I'll be sitting with like AJ Brown, like, yo, I'm gonna go mess with Jalen and get him to say something.
I know, for real.
And go over and ask him a question. You come back like, all right, yeah, like, this is what he said. Like,
So what do you think about what Jerry said about the sun and the moon? Yeah, because I'm thinking that the sun times 4 equates to 17. We can get to the moon side. But
he'll be like, sometimes the sun rises and sometimes it sets.
If you really are like Jalen, then maybe Jalen just doesn't like anybody. Maybe that's what it is. Like, because again, at the end of the day, I saw that little Dr. O's clip or whatever. You know, the magician, and Jalen was barely cracking a smile. Everyone else freaking out. So I think he just doesn't like people. He doesn't like anybody.
He was like, interesting.
Again, y'all see, this is why he's my spirit animal. Y'all don't get it.
I'm saying he's last week. That's like you. I said he's like you.
Yeah. He doesn't have. So there's two kinds of black people with magic. There's they start running out of the room, like you see them all the time. They're just like, oh my God. And then there's the other ones like, I don't fuck with that. Nope.
Jalen was just in somewhere in between. He wasn't doing anything.
Him and Smitty. Smitty was sitting there like, I'm not.
Yeah,
don't ask me nothing.
Smitty is definitely, I don't fuck with that.
Two Southern boys like, yo, my mama said, nah, man, we don't. The voodoo ain't the thing. We do. Like,
yo,
what's going on?
Oh
so I mean, there's two kinds of black people when it comes to magic. I didn't even watch the clip because I'm the Smitty and Jalen kind of person with magic. Like, I have a friend who does magic, so I actually know like how they do some of the things they do. But when I watch it and I can't understand it, it freaks me out. I'm like, I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know. There's so many like hidden things, like the one where you have the dollar bill and you write your name on it. It's a thing of confidence in front of a crowd. You open the dollar bill and it says, what does it say? Does it say your name? And you say yes. On the dollar bill, it says YO your name. So you read it says your name. So you don't want to embarrass the person on the stage, and you want the crowd to get the cheer. So every single person will say yes, it says that, because it's a coercion. Like, you want to be part of the show. You don't. You
gotta watch the O's clip, man. O's is doing some extra nothing. I mean, it's next level.
I know that they do. That's why I said
it seems like black magic. It's scary. It is a little.
And that's
scary.
why I don't watch those.
He's
I
got
don't
a deep search history.
He had Quinion Mitchell like telling what Slay wrote down on a card, like just tell. I mean, what the? He had an orange full of M&Ms. Like, I didn't. What the hell?
Jason knows exactly what it is.
Yeah.
So you live your life on social media. You were at the grocery store 3 weeks ago and you had a bag of M&Ms on your thing.
Yeah, I see.
What would you get at the grocery store? If you could go in there and get one thing, what would you get? The thing you're going to think of is the thing that you took enough time to post and take a picture of. You put it in your mind.
Yeah, but what about the card one though? Quinion Mitchell, that one. I don't know about that one.
Like I said, the card might not even be. Like I said, dude, I've seen how some of the tricks work. And I'm just telling you, it's not the way you think it is. It's not black magic. There's
for sure. But
so
even that level, that's like some Batman preparation. That's some like crazy, like,
I don't like it.
I know it's too much. It's definitely like even to be wired that way, to do that level of that, you know what I'm saying, is crazy. So,
but yeah, like I said, everybody, you're right. People do like Nick, everybody but Jalen. Jalen's the only one that's like, yo, I can't even read quotes to this guy. This guy can't read.
I know. Everyone else at the game is like, the brotherhood on this team. Zach Bond's like saying it's been like high school again. Like Jordan Davis is dancing after every game. Like, I mean, it's fun. It's enjoyable.
Well, it's funny too, because when Nick talks after the game, I think the last game, because somebody got an interception or something happened, and he toted up the player, and everybody was happy for the player. They just sit there in silence and listen to him ramble. Like, they don't whatever. Like, when you watch these other post-game things, everybody's like, like they're just whooping it up the whole time. Everybody's just there like, can you please get done talking, bro? Like, when are you going to be done talking?
That's because, Nick has the tendency to ramble. When he starts going, he'll take a 5-word answer and turn it into a 30-minute thing. And you're like, oh, right. That was a lot.
So he needs the notes. That's why he needs the notes.
Yeah.
He's so short. Like, he needs this.
The notes don't even have information. They just say keep it short when he checks it out. Like, oh,
it's just like stop talking every time he looks at it. Stop talking. Yeah. Slowly. He's like, all right, I'll stop.
His notes have a Pictionary on it.
A smiley face. It's just a smiley face.
Smiley face has the whole team photo team.
Just
family.
just a bunch of
Okay.
emojis.
Yeah.
That
Right.
man, somebody should do that skit. That's funny.
That is pretty
Just
good.
have the team photo, family photo. We're all about our team. We're
Like
a
stick,
family.
stick figure mom and dad and kids. Like that's what it is. Like with the son.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. That's a good bit. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna cut this out of the show. Nobody has to know.
Yeah.
There's 200 people here. They know. Don't rat me out. It's like a
Yeah,
magic
come on
trick.
now.
Stick with me. Survive with me.
Yeah.
All right,
All
we
part of it.
we don't want an hour. We're out of here. We
Yeah.
did our job.
See you Friday.
What's on
Peace.
Friday? Later.
Go Mike Tyson.
Oh yeah, Tyson. See, why'd you bring that up?
I'm sorry,
we
bro.
just said bye.
I'm sorry. I said go Mike.
Talk
That was
about
the send off. Dude, he's
I didn't
getting,
even want them to fight, yo. This
it's
dude was
sad,
like,
bro.
he had to go to the hospital or whatever. Like,
His open sparring, open workouts, like he's hitting the pads hard, but like, bro, he's got knee braces. Like he looks like an old man. It's like Jake Paul is a big young man. This is, I don't even know. Everyone in the comments is like, I can't believe this is happening. Like it's not some of the old workouts. It's like, oh man, Mike still got it. Now it's like, please,
because he just
save
had
this
like,
man.
what did he go to the hospital for? Did he have like a stroke or
He
something?
had like some sort of episode on a plane or something.
Yeah.
Like at the airport. Like I don't know.
Yeah, and some kind of epilepsy, narcoleptic, something happened to
He's
him.
like
And I'm
58
like,
years old. Like what the?
Right. He's gonna run out of gas fast.
Oh,
That's how
yes.
that fight's gonna go.
And I hope
it'll be
I hope
fun.
it's fixed.
for like the first minute. It'll be fun to watch, and then afterwards, you're gonna be like, kind of feel like I shouldn't be watching this anymore.
scheduling tweet. Joel has just entered the ring. He's got 4 minutes.
Yeah,
Oh man.
gotta leave to go get ice.
All right, we're out.
Take a look in my game.